TSUKIHINA, Vampire AU. Part 2. It's been months. Months since that scent, that tangerine smell. I've been longing for it ever since. Even the presence of real tangerines in the house doesn't compare to the feeling that specific tangerine gave me that night. It's not like I just imagined it. Sugawara was with me that night. He knew how much that scent affected me. I would mention it every once in a while. My eyes would look out the house's window during his lessons, trying to see through my keen vision if the mortal's back in the forest. I came back to the falls every night, just so I'd be able to have that feeling again. Relaxing, but gets me excited at the same time. It's just, I dunno, different. But he never came back. Did I frighten him? I sighed. Hey, thinking about the tangerine again, huh? I smirked as I sensed my 3 friends coming to my bedroom to disturb my alone time. Tadashi, I'm sure it was him, threw something towards my direction, which I caught without worry. Oosh, his reflexes are getting good. You should really learn from Kei, you know. You've been reborn for years already, but he's learning faster than you. Even without me looking at them, I could sense the tension between Toru and Hajime. They love bickering with each other, but I would always sense their bond. They've been partners for 5 years, they say. Nothing compared to Daichi and Sugawara, who has been together for over a century, that is. But still, they're lucky to have seen their mates a couple of years after rebirth. Both Toru and Hajime were reborn, meaning they were humans before. Just like me, Tadashi, on the other hand, is a pure blood. Both his mom and dad were vampires. You'd see the difference with how he handles himself. When they finally got inside my room, Tadashi stood beside my bed with his arms crossed. Hajime sat on the couch near the window, while Toru sat on his lap. Really? You really wanna sit here? On my lap? There are loads of other spaces to sit, Toru. Toru looked straight into Hajime's eyes. Would you really like me to sit somewhere else, Hajime? Toru's voice was so obviously flirting with Hajime. They stared at each other for a few seconds before Hajime finally hugged Toru by the waist, pulled closer and responded. No, stay here. I could see Toru's winning smile just before his hands were around Hajime's neck. Will you just stop doing that all the time, you flirts? I laughed. Tadashi usually tolerates the couple. Must have been too much for him today. You should really go find your own Hajime, Tadashi. You actually have lots to choose from, back home. You have both males and females drooling over you. You're a pure blood. I don't know why you're not into any of them. Maybe Tadashi wants a flirt like you, Toru. You should teach them how to flirt with Tadashi. Tadashi rolled his eyes while I laughed, my jaw starting to hurt from all the laughing. Toru's eyes, on the other hand, were once again locked into Hajime's eyes. Hajime answered with a smirk. Toru swiftly went straight to Hajime's neck. You want me to teach them this? Hajime stiffened, biting his lips. His fangs showed. Toru must probably be breathing on Hajime's neck now, near Toru's bite mark. Even I know how seductive this must be for Hajime. Hajime answered by moving his head onto Toru's neck too. I take that back. You're never going near anyone to teach them that. They were all over each other. Hajime drops a light kiss on Toru's neck. Toru giggled. I thought so. Toru does the same on Hajime's neck. Seriously? Stop seducing each other in front of me and Kei. Seriously? You've gotta find a mate, Tadashi. I'll have one when I see one. I have centuries ahead of me. I'm in no rush. Toru and Hajime loosened from each other. Toru stood. Hajime stood right after. We'll be back later, Kei. We'll go with you into the forest tonight. Can't we go now? No, everyone glared at Hajime. And why not? Hajime hugged Toru from behind, his lips on Toru's neck once again. I need Toru. Toru chuckled. You'll have to excuse us. I think Hajime really needs me now. Fine. Be back by sunset. And the two were swiftly out of the room, just like that. They love each other too much. They can't last a day without each other. I totally agree. I hope to see him again soon. You will. We'll find our mates soon enough. At least you've seen yours. Once. I haven't seen his face though. He'll be back soon, hopefully. I want that tangerine smell so damn bad. Seriously, you two. Just stop already. Relax, Tadashi. Geez. Sure. I'll chill tonight. Hajime stopped in his tracks, resulting to Toru stopping in his tracks too, since they were holding hands while walking by the entrance to the forest. Really? Hajime faced Toru, looking like an unpetted puppy. Toru doesn't like his Hajime like this. See, Maewa-chan doesn't want me relaxed. He wants the flirty side of me. Both Toru and Hajime giggled beside each other. I'm going to ask them to get you back to the city if you don't behave like normal vampires. The giggles instantly stopped. I like it here. Me too. Then act normal. Just then, my sense of hearing picked up. Someone was in the forest. A mortal. Quiet, I shouted. The three probably knew how serious my tone was. They were all immediately in fighting stances. I've been studying defense with them ever since they got here. That's where the four of us excel, and how we became friends. But among us four, I had the keenest senses. Even Tadashi, a pureblood, doesn't understand why his senses, his hearing and vision especially, was less superior than mine. What is it, Kay? Not one of us moved. I heard clicking sounds from afar. I sniffed. That smell. I looked at Tadashi. His entire face was questioning my actions. It's him. I did not wait for anyone to answer or question me back. I ran the fastest that I can. I can feel the three followed out of curiosity. My vision cleared and my run seemed to go faster. Tadashi caught up with me by the falls where I instantly stopped. Toru and Hajime came in a couple of seconds later. I instructed them to hide behind the same rock sugar and I used before. Is that the tangerine? I nodded, focusing on the mortal. He was not alone though. There were four of them. The three were splashing water on each other while my tangerine was a few feet from them, using a camera to take their photos. Can someone tell me why we're hiding? Toru said as he was trying to stand. Hajime pulled him back down. Kei has been waiting for this for months, Toru. Don't ruin this for him. Toru shrugged. And what's your plan, Kei? May I remind you, these look like mortals. As if I didn't hear Tadashi, my body acted on its own. I stood up, making me visible from their location. The raven-haired from among the group instantly shifted his head to face me. The rest followed his gaze, making me now seen by their entire group. The raven-haired immediately went in front of the group, staring at me. I smelled something different, aside from the strong tangerine smell. Spicy. The raven-haired male lowered his head for a second before he jumped out of the water, shifting shape into something familiar. A wolf. It landed a few feet from me. Its fur was black, glistening under the moonlight, with a white patch across its chest. Eyes were electric blue. Its ivory teeth were furiously showing, as if trying to protect whatever. Stunned, I stared at it as two more wolves appeared on each side of it. The one on his right had a fur with a mixture of white and gray, its eyes were amber-colored. On his left, a light brown furred wolf with turquoise-colored eyes. My friends decided to show themselves when the three wolves appeared before me. Now there were four of us, vampires. And three of them, werewolves. Stop it! I heard him shout as all seven of us were showing out our fangs. I did not even realize that the mortal was now right behind the three wolves. You're vampires? Huh. I stared at him. He's not afraid of vampires even. Well, it seems he knew he was hanging out with a bunch of werewolves. Yes, your friends are werewolves. He walked forward and stood beside the raven-furred wolf. His hand rested on its back. Everyone was still on alert mode, besides me and the mortal. Yes, and you're talking to one too.